Time to get started here, folks. Disconnected, ChocoCheck, the first game of the first season of ESL Challenger League. Or Season 40, depending on how you want to do your counting here, maybe. How are you feeling as we head into Mirage?
I'm feeling good. I mean, I'm excited. We actually get Stan in the server. We were kind of baited, told he wasn't going to end up playing, but here he is, hopping straight on into things. It's ChocoCheck, Disconnected, BO3. We're on map number 1 of Mirage here as a CT-sided start for ChocoCheck. Disconnected, queued up quick here towards the A site as there is some aggression up top. Stanislaw will eventually find the frag. Look to aid a little bit more. There's only one trade going the other direction. It's Exotic, and he is stuck down below an island of his own despair, so it'll just be George for the 1 versus 4. He's found one, cut off on the cross, but the bomb is down, and with no kid on his back, this task ever difficult.
The man who would snort will attempt to make his way on in, knocking on the threshold of the site. Needs to find the fight, and they're not giving it to him right now. Disconnected, playing a little bit disciplined here. Just waiting for the tap of the bomb or any indication of George's position before they move. A clear firebox, but at this point, he just doesn't have the time, and the shots in the back of his head will make it a little less appetizing. Nice round for Disconnected, right? They hold for the aggression out from ChocoCheck. ChocoCheck, as can pretty much be expected by their roster, goes super aggressive into them, and the T side holds, which is not usually how this game is played, but it works. Deco coming through, full investment, not even a Deco, D force buy. Door Spy. That does not have the same ring to it.
I don't know if I've ever played that map. Must be a new one in the pool. But he goes across the board here. It's going to be mid-play early on for Disconnect as they look to split their way towards this B bomb site. We know the ChocoCheck can be potent with these digs, and on a full buy, you got some armor, some util behind it, and you already have 3 players in the correct position. Smokes will buy time, but I imagine Matt 10, you try and disrespect Exotic. I didn't even see who he killed, but now Stanislaw and Silas will drop down to reply. Carson on the site wanted to get something done, and now JazzPimp, the onus is on him to trade back. We'll try and just tuck away for that bomb plant, find something for free, but his teammates are falling around him, and so too will he. Ghosty with the Mac 10. Farms up a couple. Some money in the back pocket and a full investment for naught.
I swear, he was full white. I think he saw the player just before the flash bloom, so decided to go for the trigger pull, but that is insane. Classic Exotic moments. This guy always has a few just stop your brain moments in a map. Doesn't really ultimately do anything for the round, but nice little Juan Dig there. Full white. Still going to get it through. Now it seems like Disconnected going to try and work their way on towards the A site. Not much to oppose them in this round, obviously. The investment in the previous means there's just not much to work with here. And it seems like we're going to get kind of a classic smoke exec. They're set up for it, but it's a fake. It's a ruse.
Oh, and, well, ChocoCheck, they'll keep someone there, right? You see the smokes. No one's fully committing off of it just yet. And out towards mid, there might be some information to be garnered. MILKCLASIA in good position to cut this one off, but he'll be smoked out and don't think he's heard anything yet. It will be MILKJazzPimp instead. First man to take contact, but he's just moving back and forth. Delta 9 looks to take this one more aggressive, and the timing stays rough for him as now they're kind of caught in this crossfire. MILKCLASIA only able to get one JazzPimp. Oh, he missed his opportunity, and now from above, he'll be executed. There was a risk factor to this round, and there was some damage done, but there's still George out towards main. No way! The shots, they get missed, go wide, and it slips away. Few frags picked up. It's all right for ChocoCheck, but in the end, it'll be Disconnected. 3-0 on their lead.
The rare moment where the 5-7 betrays you. For shame.
Feels bad, man.
Feels bad for George. Likely would have died regardless, but would have at least delayed the bomb plant. Maybe given his teammate a chance to do something a little bit cheeky there. As it is, Disconnected make it through, and at this point, they're starting to build up a little bit of cash. They're certainly building up some momentum, and they've just gone through the somewhat risky rounds against the ChocoCheck roster. You mentioned it. That Deagle firepower is absurd. They can upset the apple carts on some rounds that they have no business winning. Exotic trying to peer through just the tiniest crack in a smoke. Not finding anything just yet, but they are going to give him pressure in towards mid, so this could get interesting. JazzPimp set up to support, watching in towards that underpass. Now, this may not be ready for this, but JazzPimp's giving up the angle. And a Molotov should allow them to secure this. Carson gets aggressive in the apartments, as is his wont, and Stanislaw is there to check him. Stan, by the way, if you were wondering, 7-0.
He's doing pretty well.
Now part of round 4.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Yeah. All right, start, back down to the lower leagues and starting things off with a bang. Will be a hit over towards this A site now. Charge in the back lines here towards Ticket. Should be flashed off if he even wants to contest this line. Not now. JazzPimp, he has a gap, but no one is crossing. Stanislaw is just going to hold this lurk out towards mid, but Jazz will take advantage of him, so it's a 4 versus 4 on the retake. But the utility's pretty low. A flash, a smoke, but a kill given back over. Delta 9 gets aggressive, maybe a bit overly so, as George has revealed a swing forward. Blind's good, but Spray's better, so now just Ghosty. Bomb not even yet to be planted, and, well, he finds one. That will be all the buy up, and the first round garnered for the side of ChocoCheck.
We've seen a couple casualties come through that murder hole, right? ChocoCheck's general protocol there is to wait and see if someone tries to push into jungle, and we've now seen 2 bodies dropped, one just against the pistols, one against the rifles, and that's where the numbers get out of whack for Disconnected. So they're being given a lot of real estate, right? They're making their way onto site, no problem, but ChocoCheck are giving that space and then coming back in for the fight. UMP up for Delta 9. Not a gun you see very often.
Yeah,
these
not
days.
so much. Who knows?
Do you
Maybe
know why?
Get something done with it. It's not good.
It's not good. It's not good. The MP9 is objectively better and $50 more, Delta 9. You have $50 to spare. Come on, man. Buy the better gun.
At least if you're going to go for, something a little less good, commit to the Bison. Commit to the bid. Have some fun with it.
The Bison is both more expensive and worse. But
that's debatable. That's
that
debatable.
he didn't have the scratch for. I guess if he didn't pick up the smoke, he could be zone.
Priorities. You got to get him straight. Is Stanislaw up in hand? That's a nice way to get things rolling. Zodic, though, he's still holding this angle. Surely Stan can't grab a second just to tag. Stan will escape. So it's an awkward position here for the CTs. As Ghosty inching forward, spots the leg, finishes the frag. Now advantage by 2. George, he has to be the hero. His team is late to rotate in towards A. Needs to swing and doesn't get anything out of it. Chip down so low. Is there a consideration for a save here? Now that's probably the best bet considering the buy, but it is ChocoCheck. They'll try for something, and it doesn't work out.
Yeah, they don't do that save thing. Not very often. They have done it before. I've seen it happen, but it is rare
as
like
treat,
a unicorn.
We can have a save.
It's like a double rainbow. Just get excited for it. So Disconnected, nice recovery there, right? Obviously dropped the 1 gun round, but then immediately back in. Keeps the economy off kilter here for ChocoCheck. And that was a little bit of opping Stanislaw. Not something we saw a lot of on previous rosters. There was this guy he had named Cirque, who was all right at the scope.
He was okay.
So now a little bit of the Stan op. Kind of like it. If this roster is just Stan flexing his fragging, I'm kind of here for it.
He's just waving a giant flag like, someone please pick me up. I can IGL, I can op, I can frag with a rifle. I'll do whatever you guys need. So we'll see. Body block for MILKCLASIA. Yeah, nice. Creates a little gap there. You love to see it for him. It's a slow.
I'm trying to think about how they threw that smoke. Because it did give a lot of opportunities for the body block. It's an interesting smoke. Now they're just kind of inching out. It's very slow in. They're not showing that much utility. This maybe makes you think it's a fake. There obviously hasn't been a big commitment here from ChocoCheck, but here's the creep in. Question is, can George get anything done here from under the balcony? He can. There we go. He won't get much more, but with a pistol, that's enough, and it sets up MILKCLASIA for another. So now this round gets a bit spicy. They're going to be able to cross. They want to make Stanislaw's path over towards Ticket, and he needs to hold the line. He needs to hold his first kill. That's the key position to play the post plant here, Mimi. Whoa, 2 players now into it. They're really committing into this fight.
Yeah, they need to get it done, and Carson goes down. Here's the second man. He is spotted out, but Zodic, it's such a tall task to peek into this one. There's no utility. It has to be dry, but he gets it into his lead stand. Post with the op will connect the shot. That one's crucial. Allows a bit of safety for Disconnected. Spermy down below will shut things down. That one got way riskier than it felt like it ever should have been for Disconnect. A couple early frags by ChocoCheck, and then they just hold out towards CT. It's Disconnect. The onus is on them to make the play, get aggressive. If Stan falls there, I think the round is just done and lost.
Now, there's a lot of chemistry between Stanislaw and Spermy, I'd have to imagine. They played for each other. I'm going to have to go back and find the record. They have played with each other a long time ago in a galaxy far, far away. And I'm going to have to figure out what squad that actually was. I'm not going to do that lookup right now because it'll take me a hot minute. But they have played with each other before. Yeah. They've known each other for a long time. So there's chemistry there. There's the, knowledge communication. I think they probably kept up, playing just random fun games over the years. So you do have that already built in. Mid control is going to be taken here quite handily, but there's still a lot of presence for ChocoCheck. You got Classy and Window. You got MILKJazzPimp lurking right around the connector. And you got Mr. Zodic chilling in the ladder room. So this could become a really interesting fight right here. And at least for now, Disconnected are taking their time with clearing things out, seeing if they can't get the angles without casualties.
Free smoke towards mid. Zodic. It's a good bit of damage, but will maintain his position. Still plenty of time on that clock for Disconnected to work, but they want to take this one in a split towards B. They do have to get past the op, though. It's Zodic. If he can get one, even just stay alive here, sustaining, that's his biggest goal, because Carson has a re-smoke. As the timer hits 30 seconds, that can buy even more, and the rotation here is correct. This one's going to be a brawl. CTs are prepared over towards the apartments. It's Spermy. Big forward. The go call, that'll be likely have to smoke faders. He just planning to charge on through, possibly flash forward. Carson tucks in the off angle. It can be so potent. It's a crossfire from down below. MILKCLASIA, Zodic, they're all working together to deny this aggression from the apps. And I mean, that round, it just felt doomed from that 30-second mark. So telegraphed. They gave the information over towards Catwalk. ChocoCheck has ample time to set up. Zodic posted with the off, and well, then just Carson and MILKCLASIA work in conjunction.
Yeah, way too much time went off the clock there. You didn't have a second option. You didn't have a bailout option, just purely based on time. And the control of the Palace position over on the A site meant that ChocoCheck were really comfortable abandoning any hold over there. So now we're going to see a little bit of a faster play here, trying to rock out with just the CZ, it seems. Out they come, drop on in, and MILKCLASIA is more than ready to welcome them. With open arms, they will drop on in, and he will collect kill after kill. It's a full house between Carson and MILKCLASIA, and it will help to pad their stats quite nicely. Headed forward as ChocoCheck bring this lead just within 2.
Yeah, good way to try and recover a couple rounds here for ChocoCheck. Now, we got to start to think for that side of Disconnected. What's the plan going into this one? No op up for Stan. They'll stick on to the rifles for this round. Only 4 smokes to work with, but ample utility in the other departments, as it'll be an early set out towards that A site. But B seems to be, again, their priority. They think there's a weakness that they can exploit. They've tried this site a couple times now, and with the protocols of pushing that mid-control early, try and dislodge, take down that player that has been peaking. Sometimes it's the Opera, sometimes it's JazzPimp. It alternates. He's playing this spot, but when we're so focused on mid, space is being lost over towards the Palace. That's good info for ChocoCheck.
Is he actually in the Palace, or is he up on the balcony for the time being? I think up on the balcony right now. JazzPimp,
Yeah.
big kill, though. Gonna have to be careful about getting away from this. Could get caught in the timing with that smoke, but he's able to get it down. Won't win the fight, but does some damage. Oh, bodies are coming back the other way. There's no one on B. This is really interesting. They've seen the player in window. How do they read this? There's a vacant site. If they just make their way up Catwalk and smokes down into Connected, tells me that's probably the plan, and they should be able to get it, no problem. Without the push around, no one being seen here for Delta 9. He's gained the space as well. It's going to be up to MILKCLASIA to try and hold him off from the market, but he's all they've got. And now they're dropping util to make his life difficult. He's revealed his position. They know he's here. They're ready for the fight, but he's good for it. MILKCLASIA, 2 more to find, dancing around the pillars, and he's making it a dance of death. 3 for MILKCLASIA, 4 on the round, and a 4th on the board for ChocoCheck.
I mean, that is just the ChocoCheck classic, right? MILKCLASIA saw his opportunity. He can fight forward past that flash, and he's just a man let loose. Disconnected. I feel like at the macro level, they had the right play there. Pressure out towards mid. They called the bluff on that A stack and found the site that would have been for free. Unfortunately for them, there was a man named MILKCLASIA just on the other side. Now this is a reset to the eco. 1 tech 9. All we have to write home about. They're trying to charge through the smoke in connector, but thankfully for the opper of ChocoCheck, there's just a little bit of support. George is there. MILKCLASIA just across, and this one will stay nice and clean. If Stanislaw can grab another frag here, wouldn't be too shabby, but he should be held for.
Nah, easy Stanislaw Glock ace here. Never mind.
Maybe not.
Maybe not. 1v4. Glock. No problem. No problem. Tied scoreline here. One thing I will say about Disconnected is they are not running a lot of defaults, right? Which is something that we've come to understand as being a very quintessential Counter-Strike piece in the online era. You play heavy defaults and then react, read and react. And we're seeing a lot more of, okay, 4 players are moving here. We're taking mid control, and then we're executing here off of the mid control. It's It's a little maybe old school in some of the calls, but it's
Yeah.
worked decently well for them. ChocoCheck just feel like they've gained a little bit more of a read on it. They're going less aggressive themselves and waiting for the set piece to come through.
And so op is back in the hands of Stanislaw. We saw what he can do with that earlier on. It'll be a resmoke for mid, and Zodic should be denied the opportunity for now. He's still finding options. No smoke to connect, and well, that's the bomb. Yeah, dropped out in the open. The op can hold for this, and Molly keeps Delta 9 at bay, and now CTs can rotate to support. Is there a gap in that smoke? Not quite. But there's a push forward. These players want to get aggressive. ChocoCheck wants to connect and contest onto that bomb, but Stanislaw will farm back. This is just a shooting gallery for him. Stan, let's see what he can do. That's the second on the round for the man, and that's a reopening on towards the bomb. Still, the op holding, that's his biggest issue, is that smoke gets ready to fade. It's still just constant pressure by ChocoCheck, and the gap, it's big enough. Zodic takes down the opper of Stan and even looks for more. Won't connect onto that shot, but these options are so limited. Only 30 seconds on the clock, but that kill changes so much, and they bought time for Spermy. He's flanked around. MILKCLASIA is able to deny, but in the chaos, bomb has been lost. The drop down has been spotted, and Delta, he's found it. Somehow, despite bomb being dropped out in the open, despite an op holding for that, Disconnected still pull away with a round.
It's a really nice fight for Delta 9 to catch Zodic in the mid window. And then at Spermy's kill, I mean, having worked his way all the way through the A site, that really opens things up. It's a massive round for Disconnected to collect. It's not clean. It's messy. But it keeps them in this fight. MILKCLASIA's scoreline bears mentioning. 16-6 to this point. Pacing this scoreboard ahead of Stanislaw right now. Nice showing for the young fragger. Heavy lean towards A here. 3 players stacked on. They've seen utility, and so far Disconnected have telegraphed a lot of their plays. So you see ChocoCheck reacting heavily. Now, whether that's going to lead to some late rotations and maybe some fake outs, I can't tell you. But what I can tell you is right now enough bodies are here, and well, they're collecting. Stanislaw down without even being able to see a player. It's going to put them majorly on the back foot. They've gained this connector control, but how can they work with 4 ChocoCheck players in the site?
Dark smoke for MILKCLASIA. He doesn't care. He'll just charge past it. It doesn't even have to be him on the initial shot. Zodic takes one in the push out towards main, just as effective. Ghosty has snuck his way into the sniper's nest, but that smoke his teammate throwed earlier now works against him, tucked in towards the corner. There's some suspicion. ChocoCheck is aware that this could be a possibility, and honestly, it makes the most sense considering how heavy the mid presence has been for Disconnected. Ghosty will chill for now. He's hoping that someone will push through that sniper's nest and give him an opportunity, and MILKCLASIA instead will be the first to do so. 73 HP and not ready on the angle. No crazy clutch today. Instead, we stay even. ChocoCheck on the reply.
I think that round typified some of the issues that we're seeing with Disconnected T side, right? It's very telegraphed. You kind of know what they're going to hit right off of the first set of utility. They're not doing a whole lot of subterfuge. And when they do try and fake or move toward another site, they don't do it quick enough to really actually catch anyone off guard. So then in that round, you lose the initial body on Stanislaw, just through the smoke. Unlucky, sure. But then nobody else really has a plan, right? You're kind of individually taking fights and trying to clear things out. It's not really working. And ChocoCheck have the rotations. This round, not expecting much, and we're not going to get much either. There is one player towards the site, but he doesn't have the bomb, so Spermy can't even force a cheeky plant if he wanted, and he will lose the USP as George holds strong with whatever weapon is in hand to be able to convert this. Delta 9 gets one more. Bit of money bled, but no round win.
Yeah, they're just pretty good. One of the younger guns on this ChocoCheck roster, looking to impress there. Off the rip, it's anti-eco frags, but still, you can flex on your aim just a little bit. Talking about flexing that aim department, it's Stanislaw. It's interesting. He is really committed. I was wondering if it was just like I have a play, I'm going to try out the op in this round, but no, Stan is all in on the opping for this T side as I will block things off. Is that a one-way? No. Will fall away for Zodic. So mid control stays stagnant for now, Disconnected on a pretty heavy lean here towards the B site.
This is the most of a default we've seen from them in a long time, though, right? You get Spermy locking down ramp to see if some aggression is going to come through. You've got 2 players watching top mid. There's no one watching in apps for that aggression, but it's actually been a while since Carson's gone for that, which is almost unusual for Carson. As I say that, now he's getting up on the platform. There's a spot, though. MILKJazzPimp sees a player in towards mid. This is, again, the mid control being taken by Disconnected. We've done this a lot. Usually ChocoCheck then want to give them a fight in mid, but this round, they seem much more hesitant. And JazzPimp, how does he win that? How does he win that fight? Looked like Silas had it every day of the week, but JazzPimp just manages to whittle out that extra bullet. That makes all the difference. That's very disappointing if you're a disconnected fan here. And JazzPimp's going to be able to retain that real estate, hold on to that position, and be a nuisance. But maybe getting a little overeager, trying to get that extra cheeky peek back in. He will lose his life. Equalize the numbers. Spermy drop towards ramp, though, means they don't have their second piece here coming in towards the A site, and it's just these players moving out of connector into the op of Zodic, who now can be very comfortable about which direction he's looking.
Ghosty. Oh, he might not be ready for Clasia if he decides to push deeper. Clasia spotted him and is able to take him down. Stanislaw now alone. It's a 1 versus 4. Bomb is on his back and an op in his hands, but not even a chance given. George on the shutdown at range, and another round now swinging the direction of ChocoCheck. The momentum squarely with them, and while we have this moment, I want to talk a little bit more about George, because he's just been consistently reclearing. Normally when I think of this roster, I'm thinking it's going to be Carson pushing like crazy every single time, but he's chilled out a little bit more. And over towards this A side, it's been George to mainly be the one finding the information in this mid round. A couple times now, it's been those ramp pushes that have either netted a kill or information, but for the Opper of Zodic, won't be a kill in mid, as it's 4 strong for disconnected on the A side.
Yeah, George is also hyper aggressive and has been for this roster as well.
Oh yeah,
he's an impressive young player. Definitely has oodles of mechanical talent. But you're right. It is odd how calm Carson has been for what we expect. That's the bomb dropped right off the rip. Nice dance here for George. So blind. Won't be able to get the second kill, but he has done some decent damage. If nades were to rain in, it would make life difficult. With only one at hand. It's on Carson. And JazzPimp's just going to go for the smoke spam. That'll work. Even numbers here, but the bomb is down, and Spermy gets proactive. That's what they needed. Now it puts it all onto Jazz. A 1v2. Gotta find a space. Goes to the AK for a little bit more piercing power on the box spam. And Spermy's repositioned, so he may not realize that Spermy's gotten over towards default. That could actually be a difficulty. He's got to clear out the sandwich. He's got to clear out Tetris. He's wary of all these different spots, and there's the peek in for Delta 9. Around on the board, that'll close the half. 8-7 here, lead for ChocoCheck.
Still your smile keep on heating up the climate, and all the blood to my cheeks are rushing out, yeah, yeah. And by accident, you're getting closer. Well, can you tell me something, tell me something? Is it a wild shot of letting you know that you're the topic of all of my thoughts, yeah. 'Cause I'm so sick of this friend zone.
On the retake is Ghosty. Just looks to spot for information, and he gets more than info. A head taken off of Clasia, so now this retake even more potent as Stan will hold this cross. No smoke to cover him, and damage dealt, but no kill. Now that will be a continuation. Both Carson and George down low, and while the T's have found a frag, they're still at such a disadvantaged position because being pinched from all sides. Are they? However, a frag out. George able to find it. Stanislaw, though, working back in, and he has a supportive element too, but the health, it's tipping the other direction. The bomb, though, that's a huge issue. It finds itself on the floor. Zodic in a small gap, a small piece of safety, but now, look at that HP so low on both these CTs, and Zodic just dipping in and out of cover, but he swings too wide. Silas finds him. Now it's a 2 versus 1, but a winnable one for JazzPimp. Connects the shot. He's healthier, and the bomb is in front of him, but he has to cross the river. Has to make the attempt, and will do so. Spermy. Long rotation. He's wrapping his way back towards spawn. But Jazz, he's heard it, and he's going to rotate. He has the play here, wrapping around. Even if he doesn't find the frag, he just run his way over on towards B. This round is all but done, and, well, he lets him pass. Jazz gets the bomb down and now has himself plenty of time to establish a post plan.
What if he'd known exactly how low Spermy was if he'd have risked that last Glock shot? This is the safer play, though. JazzPimp all the time in the world to reposition, and he's just going to tuck up in the apartments and wait for the tick of that defuse. Spermy, this is painful of a situation to find himself in. He's basically need the quickest headshot flick of all time as soon as JazzPimp reveals his position. He doesn't have any time to work with. Without the kit, he's got to get on that defuse sooner rather than later. He knows the right spot, but JazzPimp is just going to be able to delete him. No problem. It's a headshot to boot, so really no problem there for Jazz. And that's going to be ChocoCheck to take the pistol round. A spicy pistol round, though.
Yeah, spicy indeed. I mean, I feel like I would just use the word brawly on that side. There was no smokes, nothing to cover any angles on that execute for ChocoCheck. But it felt like Disconnected really should have been the team to win that out. They had 3 CTs pinching from every direction onto that site. They had the right angles established, and still, unfortunately for them, they could not win things out. So now, strong buy into the second. There's a force for Disconnected, but it's just the Deegs, a scout to work with.
Mid-control taken, really no fight for it in this round. You got the scout of Stanislaw, but he's looking to reposition over towards B, so this is going to be free real estate. Although, all right, here we go. Bricks boost. Bricks boost. Bricks boost. The check on the car, on the chair player, rather. Not the car. Wrong map. That's going to be a smoke on in. Could go for the bricks boost. I'm going to keep saying bricks boost, but unfortunately there's no one else there right now, so that's probably not going to happen. Sparmy's trying to jump spot for the info, and they're just moving that scout every time it takes a shot, trying to rotate around the site. They're much more mobile on this half in terms of the rotations. And the bomb is starting to make its way over towards A instead. So this is a decent read for Disconnected so far. They've got 3 players here. 45 seconds to go, and there's the spot. Carson's been seen. This is going to be an A execute. Everyone's grouped up for this. 35 seconds. They are going to commit on in, and the scout is repositioning. So Delta 9 needs to go huge here, and he fumbles it with the deagle. Can't connect anything. Had an opportunity, but it's not to be. First domino falls. Many more soon to follow. Ghosty not going to be able to escape the balcony. At this point, it's looking rather dire. Time is of the essence. That bomb will go down to dirt. And now the round is all but in hand. Silence unable to get anything. That's a clean round for ChocoCheck.
Clean round indeed, and will be 10-7 now. Their score, Delta 9. He needed something here, even if it's just that one frag and a trade back. It would set his team up for success by a little bit of time on the rotations, but unfortunately for him, it doesn't pan out. The round slips away, and now Disconnected will just be down onto this save. ChocoCheck looking in a good position here for the start of the second half, as Disconnected are just gambling their way towards the B site. All 5 players in this direction, but that's not the priority for ChocoCheck. They're playing this one carefully, starting off with the mid control, giving themselves options in the mid round.
Mid control established. Bomb is way back, so they're going to take the A site and then realize, oh, I guess we are supposed to plant. They've realized early. Zodic's coming back for it, so that's not bad. It is a full stack. It's really not going to matter. They're not going to kick this particular anthill. Instead, they found the nice vacant one. Comfy yard, just green grass, warm sand, I suppose, since we're on Mirage. Empty streets to stroll through.
And, well, a lovely positioning for their post plant, too. Extend all the way out towards spawn, all the space that they could ever dream of having. Take up those long angles, USPs. Likely not able to get too much done here, as it'll be planted open, and, well, I'm sure a massacre soon to happen.
It's like when you get just that free upgrade on your airline ticket, all this leg room, suddenly out of nowhere. All this room. Doesn't happen very often anymore. I feel like I haven't had a free upgrade in a million years.
That's really unfortunate. Carson is not content with his free upgrade, though. He wants to push for more. He's getting greedy in this one. Wants some of these delicious eco frags. Has he bitten off more than he can chew? Yeah, 2 kills before he falls. JazzPimp will just defend the fallen AK, as somehow Ghosty is actually able to find that connection. So if these 2 players can live, there's a weapon gifted on over, but Zodic instead will farm things up. No trickery in this one. Still, a bit more damaging than it probably should have been for ChocoCheck there.
Yeah, but that's just going to be kind of the other edge of the double-edged sword
It's the
for
modus
ChocoCheck.
operandi of this team.
Yeah, they're never really going to be content not taking those kills. So, hey, keeping 3 alive, it's not the worst thing in the world. They're fine to roll on through, especially with that pliable T-side economy.
Absolutely. The buy will come back here for Disconnected, though, and Stan will get his go with the CT-sided op. Is going to just position himself out towards mid for now. ChocoCheck playing a default here. Nice and slow on the beginning. Mid-control, at least top mid-control. That goes the way of MILKCLASIA, as JazzPimp will look to work from down below. But Stanislaw, he'll stay mobile. Stop contesting mid for the moment as he's recovered onto the back of Carson. Looking like probably a setup for an A finish through that mid split.
Boost up in the window. Silas is positioned for this, but he can't cover off Stanislaw, who's completely scoped in. Not wary to the danger. As a result, he will die. Delta 9, though, able to get the trade, and this is working out decently. Silas moving in just the right moment to keep the numbers even. It's messy for sure, but it gives Disconnected a chance into this round. That murder hole, it was a problem for them in the first half. It still is now. MILKCLASIA continuing to find fruit there. The numbers will be brought back even. This bomb making its way over to be planted. 30 seconds left, but there's an opening, and Silas takes the kill. Comes down to the clutch. 1v1. Carson's position known. Ghosty repositioning. Trying to play the murder hole. Reading where they're going. He's got the read, but he does not have the shots. Carson instead waltzes away from this one. The W on the board. The clutch in his back pocket.
Carson is just so good in those situations, and the heartbreaker for Disconnected is they had the play, right? The second that A hit was starting to come out, they had a route through mid. The backstab was there, but Carson was able to isolate the duels, and in those 1 versus 1s, it's tough to best him now. Just another eco. The nade stack claims so much damage onto Zodic, but not enough for a kill. Delta 9 will finish the job. They want to greed for this weapon, but Carson is here to hold Ghosty as well. Close on the angle and cannot find the connection. So the AK stays safe. It's juggled back away as this one should just be cleaned up nice and quickly. Unless Silas has something to say about it. It's only 1, though. A short staccato statement to add. Spermy now alone.
No snarts for George in this round. Spermy, gone. Dealt with. Over, and also done with. Never really in doubt was that round. And, I mean, at this point, ChocoCheck have not dropped a round in this half. They've got 5 in a row to this point. We haven't seen a substantial investment come through from Disconnected. We had the 1 rifle round, but even then there were limitations. Now we've got the full buy. Stan's got the op. Rifles are out. See what they can do. Stan has slowed down, actually to a grinding halt since the halftime switch. And Zodic will open up the party here. The Opera on the other side getting the fun going. And there's going to be another one. Zodic lightning fast with those flicks. Drops Ghost. He doesn't even have to go back and check it. He knows he's got it. Here's the swing on in. They've already gained Connected. This might just be a save for Disconnected right off the rip. It should be, to be quite frank. A nade in. A Hail Mary, if you will. And with Zodic so low, there's a possibility. But it's not likely. I don't know that Stanislaw and Spermy fancy their chances into this one. It was heavy investment through here. There's not a lot of spare capital. And their economy is going to be hurting after this one, and they're not moving an inch.
Yeah, and the thing is, ChocoCheck, they have the extra money to try and hunt this one if they so desire. Spermy, though, at the right angle, flashed up, doesn't turn back in time, so will be taken down. It's just Stan trying to save top mid. Doesn't look like anyone is going to be able to find him, so at least that op being held into the next round. But how much of a win is that? Disconnected, just getting ran over in that one. A quicker hit out towards the A site, and some good footwork in mid. This boost, excellent to get Zodic the opener. And then Ghosty felt the need to make a sand on the side, and
Oh,
God,
it's less filthy.
Still hit. I don't know if filthy would be the word. A little bit gross.
My perspective, I thought he had actually started to look over towards stairs and then flicked back. I got a little turnaround there. But that's not a kid. He is very quick. It feels like the it's an Old West type of situation.
Yeah.
The Zodic kid. Fastest gun in the West. Fastest gun on Mirage. You know who's not the fastest gun? MILKCLASIA in this round. Got a deke shot in the head, but Ghosty did not last much longer, and this round seems to be another one that's wrapped up with a pretty little bow on it. And that would make it map point for ChocoCheck, unless Silas and Spermy can do something a bit funky here.
JazzPimp. Close on the corner. Should be able to contest against these Deagles as Spermy will make an attempt. Silas will aid him in finding that frag, but JazzPimp is not letting anyone escape. He wants more. We'll hunt. Exotic instead to claim that final blow. This A site now just being abused. ChocoCheck has gotten mid-control practically every round and catapulted that into these A takes now 2 rounds in a row. Earlier in the half, they did it as well. Disconnected has not seemed to be able to find a solution. A couple times now we see this Stanislaw op invested, and I don't think he's gotten a single kill with it on this half.
I don't think he's gotten a kill this half.
Period.
Oh, I think he got a pistol kill, actually, now that I think about it.
Still,
I think that was
how much stock can you put into that one?
Not much. Not much stock. Minor stonks. Very minor stonks. Here he's going to miss this shot. Zodic correctly baits it out. Utility down to give a little bit of cover, but Zodic knows his prey is here, and he's just zeroed on in. That shot will go wide. But in mid, Silas is collected. And that's the softening blow that they needed. Only 30 seconds into the round, they've got the pick, they've got the presence, they've shown the player ramp, they've got the player in the palace. Now they can start to work their way around and develop control elsewhere on the map. Nice shot back for Ghosty. Just hits the timing, full blinded up, still catches JazzPimp on the peak. And this push in mid actually gives a lot of control and a lot of information. The problem is they've abandoned B to do so. And if ChocoCheck just hits the gas and rocks on in, they'll find a vacant site. Spermy comes back to defend it, but he is lonesome. Solo dolo. Gonna have to hold the line here. And they're clearing straight into him. There's the peak. He's got the first. That's the bomb that went out for that fight. Delta 9 there in support. Though MILKCLASIA takes 2. Still did give a chance. The bomb recovered. And now being planted. Both players stuck behind a smoke means this is now a very unfavorable situation for Disconnected to try and hold on. Stanislaw trying to get something going with that op, but no one's giving him a fight. ChocoCheck are ready for this map to be over, to put this one in their back pocket and head on over to Inferno. And it'll be up to Ghosty to open this up. Not Ghosty anymore. Stanislaw, one connection, but he's done. He's saving. You can't save. It's the last round. And he'll catch an 8 as he realizes the error of his ways and moves back. And that's going to take us to the end of Mirage.
We laugh and we stop, we try not to talk about. Still your smile keep on heating up the climate.